You're right, everyone. I was researching crypto and I got sidetracked listening to some Bob Marley interviews. There was this one, last words to his fans.
People, they might never hear your voice again. Keep talking to them for a little while until you're cool, man.
Witness to the people have a voice inside of them that talk to them, That is the voice that these people must listen to. Because in everything you're going to do, there's a wrong way and a right way. And if you listen good, you will know the right way.
True.
Because there is a voice inside talking to everyone.
So when Bob says there's a voice inside of you that speaks to you, that's the internal narrative that's happening in your head all the time. So understanding if the voice, that internal narrative, is the right way or the wrong way, for me, it's about understanding if that voice is coming from your ego. The ego is the voice in your head that has formed from this identity that has developed through all of your life experiences. So the two things that I try to notice to understand if that internal voice is coming from my ego is if the voice is saying that it needs something right now, or if it's given a rationalization behind why you deserve something or why you need something. An example of a rationalization is me saying to myself, I've had a long day, I deserve to sit on the couch and just scroll through my phone. Which in itself isn't necessarily bad. It becomes bad when afterwards I look back at that time and wish I never did it. So another example is in crypto, right? When you hear about a shiny new coin and you feel like you need to buy it now, and the rationalization is FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. You're going to get left behind if you don't buy the coin, which is the next big thing. But I read once in 7 Habits by Stephen Covey, when you rationalize, you tell yourself rational lies. So how do you deal with this voice that Bob's talking about when it tells you to go the wrong way, right? How do you know that, and how do you deal with that? This is where Eckhart Tolle comes in. So Eckhart talks about how you have the voice in your head, but you have the awareness of that voice. When you go down the wrong way, you're identified with the voice in your head. But the right way is when you identify with the awareness of the voice, and operating from the awareness is where the voice is coming from your authentic self rather than from your conditioning. So for me, trying to zoom out and identify with the awareness rather than the actual voice is what helps me not to be in the grip of my mind so much. So I see this as a skill, right? And like any skill, at the beginning, trying to become aware of your internal narrative is difficult. But over time, the more you try to do it, the better that you get. So for me, I found that with certain habits, I wasn't aware of it until after I did it. But the more I practiced, the more I started having that initial response of awareness during the activity instead of afterwards. And then the more I practiced, I started having the initial response of awareness before I even did the habit, which helped me stop doing it. The last point that I want to mention is we've been talking about the voice when it's telling you to do something that you don't want to do, right? But the voice also applies to condemning yourself, right? So when you say, I'm not good enough or I'm not attractive enough, that voice is ego voice. So those voices create these mental blocks in your head that stop you doing things that you actually want to do. So I used to think that beating myself up about things would help me perform better in the future, which it might do, but it's not a very sustainable or happy way to live, right, at the end of the day. So he goes, in everything you do, there's a wrong way and a right way. And listening to that voice that beats yourself up, I think is more likely to lead me down the wrong way. Instead of acting and doing the wrong thing, listening to that voice will make me not act. And it's actually not making a decision or not doing something, you stop yourself achieving something that you would have liked to achieve. So that's what I think about Bob Marley's words. I don't know if that's what Bob Marley meant, but that's how I saw it.